I was gonna tell you about like work and the bullshit that happened. So like this is purely for stream. I'm just restating the stuff that happened last night. Uh, so basically, it was funny because I closed shift after my manager came up an hour late, like I said, and then she's like, "Well, the store wasn't cleaned or nothing was done," and I'm like, "It has been 6 hours since my shift finished." And I said, and I checked an hour before you got there, but then I waited a fucking hour, and then I had to clean up after kids, and then she was bitching. By the way, she was bitching because, like, I guess a rack for party beads had, like, broken, and because some stupid fucking kids came in, which they could have done it at any time, we don't know. And there were, like, 2 items that were just out of place, and the rest was, like, dumb shit in the store that, like, the organization for it's all wrong and dumb or whatever, blah, 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 blah. So, she threw a fit, and then she got upset, and then she thought I was talking shit, I guess. And then, so when I used the description of the person we just hired, and I described her brother as a man with a lot of tattoos, because half of his face is literally covered in tattoos, and she got mad at me. I went in today, and she told me the reason she got mad at me is she says that she thinks I'm very judgmental, which I haven't done anything, but apparently a customer said that I just looked at him funny. And I said, I'm going to admit, in all fucking honesty, I have like male resting bitch face. And if I was looking at a customer in any weird or concerned way, I either fucking know them and know they ain't worth a shit, or they've been acting funny, so I'm afraid they're going to steal shit. Like what actual managers are supposed to do. So she goes, well, apparently we had a customer who had tattoos that complained that you looked at him funny. And then, oh shit.
Yeah, I found where most of these people are pushing at. They're over here near me.
Yeah, I see it.
I killed one,
and then
just more.
She said that, like, we need to stop talking about our old boss, who, like, by the way, stole money from the fucking store. God damn it, there's a second guy that got me. She stole money from the store and a bunch of other shit. She's like, we need to just drop it. It's old news. And I'm like, okay, fuck it. And she's like, but I don't want you causing drama in the store. And I said, the only thing I've done in the store is I've directly had a situation where I told, like, because I'm an assistant manager, I told the person I was working the shift with that she was being lazy and hiding, and I caught her on her phone. And I'm like, if you want more shifts, just keep in mind that this is going to be something I look back on when I'm thinking, oh, hey, she wants more shifts. But like when she did have her regular shifts, she either hasn't shown up or she's been on her goddamn phone. So like, how do you think I should feel about that? Is basically what I told her. And she understood completely. She admitted she fucked up, but like she's also a bit of a bitch. But I think lately she's like been like, oh hey, if I do good and I'm not an asshole, they actually like reward me for it, as most bosses should. I got killed by a dude with a Piat at close range, and I'm upset. And then the other person is that lady who's been talking shit in our store, just been a general disappointment. And she missed like 3 days in a row, and my the other manager like complained about it, but she gave her the day off because she's like, I want to see my daddy, he has cancer. So I asked her, is it terminal? And she's like, no, how long has he had it? And she's like, well, he's had it for a few years, because that's the only reason she has a job, so she can help him out or whatever. And I'm like, but he works, correct? She's like, yes. And I went, okay, but there's no like, it's not in a severe state or anything like that. She's like, no, but she just wants to see her dad who has cancer. And I'm like, yeah, but she's also missed the last 3 days and lied about the reasons why she wasn't here. And I'm like, so excuse me if I don't have a little bit of leniency. She's like, well, you would understand if you had cancer. And I'm like, and I just kind of went, bitch, my whole fucking family has fucking cancer in varying stages, some of them severe, some of them not. So I'm like, you're not playing that fucking role with me. And I'm like, right now my fucking grandma's in like cardiac arrest, and I actually don't get to see her for like 4 more weeks, because she has to go up to Nebraska to stay with my uncle in like what they're describing as like a safe zone or whatever, where she won't like overstrain herself or have any stressors. They're basically just like giving her a chill, relax vibe slash setting. I was shooting at the man's.
Oh, I'm on fire.
Please don't die just that. Oh, medic. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine. But so anyway, she sat me down today and she's like, "Well, our customer was saying this and this and all that," and then she's like, I don't know. She was basically bullshitting and she's fucking lying. And it was after I caught her talking shit about me outside, and like she's a dumb bitch because she was standing in front of the fucking. Okay.
Yeah.
She was standing in front of the fucking window, pointing at me, while she was talking shit. And there's a sticker in between me and her, but it's not like a huge sticker over the windows of the Dollar Tree. It's that little circle that just says everything's $1. So like it's about the size of maybe a head and an arm. It's not very big. So like the whole time I can see her pointing at me and getting upset, and I'm just like, you know, if for someone who's like, hey, don't talk shit, or hey, don't say certain things, giving me heads up. And by the way, I had to remind her the other night that I still haven't had fucking training, and this is the first week I've worked morning shifts, so I don't know the whole rules for freight. And the dumb bitch that didn't show up for shifts the other day told me that we were only supposed to push party that day, and that was the only thing she was assigned, making me think that was the only thing that was supposed to be done. And I found out today that was all fucking wrong. And then when I told her that she was thinking about quitting and talking shit on the new hire we just got, which was why I had the descriptions about the new hire's brother, she went, oh, well, your story's changed. And I'm like, that's because I just told you the ending to the story. It's kind of hard to not change when I haven't told you the beginning and the middle that leads to the end. And I'm just like, and the shit where she like called my fucking mom that day, that she's like, it's so fucking annoying. But anyway, I did more work. By the way, to show you how shitty our workers are, I did an entire week's worth of work by their standards in a day. And my manager's like, good job. And I'm just like, don't bitch at me and don't give me fucking excuses for fucking employees not doing their fucking job. Because I just did an entire week's worth of... What? I just hit him for fucking 52. He healed.
Yeah, he's probably starting to heal.
He's dead. Or at least he should be. But no, so like all that shit happened today. I had to work like a 12-hour shift. And it's been fucking hectic, and I'm just like, I told her, I'm like, you're gonna fucking talk to me, you're gonna be a fucking manager, you're gonna be a boss, you have to be. And I'm like, but also like, you scheduled me for 2 12-hour shifts this fucking week. Technically she was gonna schedule me for 3, but like, she didn't put it on the fucking schedule, so I didn't see shit. So it was just like,
God damn it.
Also, she sends me like a bunch. Oh shit, sniper. But no, that's the shit I'm currently dealing with, and I'm just so fucking done. She's like, hey, don't cause drama at the store. She causes drama at the store. And I'm just like, there's an expression I want to use. You've become what you intended to destroy. What? There's a fucking Star Wars reference.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, and I was gonna give you shit about it.
I just couldn't remember. Was that the right expression?
You're like dancing around it, yeah.
Yeah. So
you're supposed to join. You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join it. All that shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
God damn it. By the way, I got copyrighted strike for the What's the Big Fucking Deal song that they played the other day. Oh, my fucking stream. God.
You got copyright strike for that?
Yeah, for a minute run of What's the Big Fucking Deal song, I got a copyright strike.
Copyright strike, or like you're muted? Or like that part of the stream is muted?
It's not. I got demonetized, sorry, not copyright strike.
You got
Alright, I'm not used to the
demonetized?
whole, like...
You're
Yeah, I
monetized?
got demonetized. Yeah.
Where are you monetized?
I don't know. Dude, you can be monetized like the first few people off the fucking bat. It's not much, though. I think the way
That's what
the
I
new
was
YouTube
thinking.
system has it set up is basically,
You have to
it's like
10,000 views and then you can apply for monetization is what I remember.
I think you can do that earlier now. I don't fucking know. It told me I was demonetized, but I haven't registered to be monetized yet because I'm pretty sure I had the option to do it. I don't know. I could be fucking wrong. I don't really pay attention to YouTube. I just put my videos on YouTube so I have them like
Archived.
chronicled or archived. Yeah.
I don't really want to push across the bridge, but I'm just gonna.
I just watched you shoot the bridge. Oh, bob and weave, bitch. Bob and weave.
And off the side. Yeah, my controller disconnected as we started that sprint. That's why I aimed down my sights and started shooting.
Trying to flank on the right.
Seht euch das an! Gefährlich, oder?
Yeah, there's a lot of people over here on this left flank. If you're gonna push, I'd push fast.
There's a bit more on the right. Oh my god, I hit the sniper
Nah,
for 19.
half the- like,
He hit me for 101.
Damn it. He was an assault and I was reloading. Oh shit, good to see, yeah. Fucking hell. You got AT, right?
I got something. Don't come near me.
Okay, I killed like 3. And I just couldn't kill
Yeah,
more.
I charged from the right. Not my proudest moment.
We no longer have control of objective Gustav.
Yeah, I'm just gonna spawn at the... I'm just gonna run. Got a tiger tank here at the spawn. It's pushing towards C. Got 2 tiger tanks from that spawn pushing towards C.
I will distract them.
I mean, I'm gonna flank up onto this ridge that overlooks it.
Notice me, senpai.
Good work, we have taken objective Caesar.
YOLO. As a dead man's. Oh.
Fucking shit, I almost died there.
I just saw you take a shell of some kind.
Like right to the chesticles. Yeah, there's a sniper that can see me. Damn it. He was too close for me to be able to bob and weave around. I was making a break for there. I had 2 tanks that got pushing up on us. Fuck. Yeah, there's 2 tanks pushing up this left flank over here, coming from B.
Oh no. We have 1 tank heading in that general vicinity.
Yeah, it needs infantry support to knock out the basically armored convoy that it's got. Going up against it. Come on. Block that Piet.
Fuck you, cunt.
God damn it. Oh, it
Oh,
tipped.
Sean messaged. What did he say?
Yeah, the vehicle.
Timor Chi. Oh, he told me that he's got Timor Chi Missing Borderlands 2.
Oh,
Oh god. Man's behind me.
yeah, man's behind me.
Ich sterbe! Ich brauche Hilfe!
Does Sean want to join our party?
Invite him, see if he does.
Okay. So, basically, what's the end result of all of your talks with your fellow manager?
Bullshit.
So, basically...
Oh, by the way, I gotta listen to them. By the way, this is how I have lost all faith in like anyone and all intelligence. She apparently, since I'm the only one with a felony, I'm getting prejudiced, or like they're being prejudiced towards me because they immediately assume that I'm judging them because they all have fucking felonies.
Oh, you're the only one without a felony.
Oh. Well, I
Basically,
guess
you're the
she
one with a
doesn't have
felony,
one,
and I
but
was like,
she's
what
done.
the fuck did you do?
But she's done shit that like has warranted one at least. So like they're like, well, we don't want you judging us because we have felonies, and I'm like, they're like, that doesn't make us bad people. I'm like, no, it just makes you fucking stupid.
God damn it. Yeah, it makes stupid. You got caught. Dumb bitch.
And they're like, well, that doesn't make us horrible human beings. I'm like, never said it did. It just means you're dumb as shit.
So, Sean, how's life?
You sound like you just snorted a round of cocaine. Oh, sorry.
I mean, that's what he did do.
Best
You gonna judge
part
him?
of waking up is cocaine in your cup.
Oh! I accidentally slid into a turtle.
I just woke up.
Why are you,
from
why
a
are you
3-hour
waking up
nap.
now?
I woke up from a 3-hour nap. I'm also in the Great Bend Tribune.
Wait, what?
My picture's in the Great Bend Tribune.
Oh, I thought you meant you yourself physically were in the Tribune, and I was very confused.
Yes,
Oh,
I
I
have
didn't-
stuck my legs to the Tribune and I'm wearing them like pants.
See, I don't know what the Tribune is. I'm assuming
It's
it's
a
a
newspaper.
newspaper, but like I'm sitting here thinking like Sean's participating in like fucking Aztec ritual sacrifices over here, like Kalima.
Really, man, damn it. So what are you in the Tribune for? Who would you kill?
I didn't kill anyone.
You paid a heart to bring up the sun, dude. It was voluntary.
Anyway,
He
that
agreed to
aside.
it. He agreed to it.
It's only assisted suicide.
That aside, what are you in the Tribune for?
I participated in the Field Operations Day on Saturday, which is
Yeah.
yesterday technically. I think it's still Sunday, right?
It's technically Monday, but whatever. I think, I don't know.
Okay. It's
I don't know.
11:35. No, it's still Sunday.
It's still Sunday.
What am I, a calendar? Fuck that shit.
What am I, a counter? I ain't gay. No, but I participated in the fucking Field Operations Day yesterday. And I got put in the big one that they do. The big fucking
Yeah.
scenario that they do
I
there.
hit that bitch for 95.
What was it? So basically what Field Operations Day is all the
Yeah,
criminal
oh, you're
justice,
telling Hunter.
the students that are becoming cops or EMTs or nurses or
Fine.
doctors, they all come together and we volunteers act as patients, and they kind of practice scenarios to try to get a feel for what an actual scenario in their job is going to be like. And they're all tested. It's
Do they prepare
their
for
final. It's their final. Is that
there
Yeah, it's
like
essentially the
the-
final.
Is there like the ultimate contingency where it's like what happens when a customer tries to pay with sex?
no?
Yeah, you say yes. You say yes.
A peace hunter. A
No,
peace
no, no,
hunter.
The correct answer is I'm medically intrigued.
No.
It's just
but
a physical. It's just a physical, I swear.
but there's one that they do at the end of the day. It's called Operation 24.
Physical.
It's called stop. It's called Operation 24. in which there's this major, there's this thing of which there's a car crash, and it was a rollover car crash. It went front over back. There were 5 people in the car, and every single unit, like EMTs, police, doctors, nurses, all of them, they're all involved in this one. So like every single student
So
plays
many
a
people
part
to
in this
watch
one.
you fail.
So basically, I was one of the patients in the car crash, and there were only 5 patients out of like 100, and I got picked for it. And in the scenario,
You should have played the
broke-
SpongeBob my leg clip.
I broke both my legs.
Oh my god, you should have played the SpongeBob my leg clip.
I can't. I had to take it professionally.
Yeah, just play it out. Be like, that was my voice. Take it seriously.
Ich bin für dich da.
No.
I'm getting into character.
But basically, there's cops asking questions to people. There were EMTs, and then you meet with doctors in a hospital. I got transported in an actual ambulance to an actual hospital for real.
Were you in there going, wee-oo, wee-oo?
I was in there going, fuck my legs. I was in there going,
Fuck my leg.
literally going, ow, ooh, my legs hurt. Ow.
Ow, ooey, ouchie. You were the epitome of bone hurting juice.
Bone hurt juice.
I thought he said bone hurting Jews.
No, that's just what you want to
Yes,
hear.
in order to kill the Jews, Hitler ripped his femur out of his body and beat them to death.
Pulled their skull out of their heads and beat them to death with their own skull. That doesn't seem
I'm
physically
pretty sure if
possible.
they
That's
pull
funny.
their
That's
skull
what they
out,
were
I'm
saying
pretty
as
sure
they
they're
died.
dead.
That's funny. That's the same thing they said as they were getting beat to death.
Why can't I just see someone
I don't
getting
think
their
this is
fucking
physically
head?
possible.
I was gonna say, why can't I see a fucking Jew getting their fucking skull ripped out, and they're just like, how the fuck? And they're just like,
Did you not watch Red vs. Blue? That's an actual fucking statement.
no. I love Red vs. Blue.
She's so badass. She's so badass. She could pull a man's head out of his skull and beat him to death with it. Jenkins never saw it coming, and it's like, I don't think that's physically possible. That's what Jenkins said too. You just hear, like in the background, as the dude looks in awe. I don't think this is physically possible.
I've got a boner for murder. One of the best lines in that whole fucking thing.
I love like the sexy
I've got a
shotgun
boner
shit
for
that
murder.
fucking Sarge says. I just can't remember all of it like on spot.
Yeah.
All the what again?
All the sexy shit he says about his shotgun, like sex puns.
I do remember the one part where Griff almost gets shot in the face by Tex, and he didn't fill the ammo that day, and Sarge just goes, Griff, you were in charge of restocking the ammo! And he's like, this is the one day I'm happy. And he gets fucking golf clubbed in the dick, flying through the air with the shotgun.
With the shotgun, I fucking love that.
Yes.
He's like, why the nuts?
He gets hit in the nuts 3 times in that scene.
It is the fucking greatest.
And he's just like, why?
Protect me, Cone!
Oh my god, the best thing in that entire scene. Protect me, Cone!
Fucking best.
I love how, like, one of my favorite Rooster Teeth people is fucking Jeff. So I love how Jeff is the voice of him. Just because, like, Jeff's so fucking awkward.
Protect me, Cone! The amount of
Okay, well,
times
Jeff's
that I
lucky you
get
can
yelled
marry
at
him.
in public, the amount of times
I
I,
just
get
love
yelled
his
at
whiny
in public
voice.
for having the last name Simmons.
Yeah,
I
Simmons!
choose you to poison Griff's next meal.
I literally get fucking yelled at
you
all
should
the time.
drive very carefully while listening to classical music, and always show up slightly later than the guy who drives recklessly.
I'm probably the fucking robot. Fucking playing Mexican music, driving in.
No, that's not him. That's everyone else that.
Fucking literally, it's so. I think it's funny, but it happens like a lot in college now. Because a lot of the college students are the ones who have watched Red versus Blue.
God, Red versus Blue is the shit. It kind of
I'm
sucks. I
upset.
think they did the last season animated, and that's the end of it.
I'm upset. My controller disconnected not once, not twice, but 3 times. Because yeah, I was trying to tell you
It said that the
I was trying to
Grinch's
tell you.
heart grew 3 times that day.
that it's not Lopez that drives in with Mexican music, it's everyone else that does. Because the scene is always like, what's that sound? And then the red team just comes screaming
that
over a
Pokemon?
hill.
Fucking John
How's that
Cena!
music?
Nearly beaten them. Keep going.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! Jigglypuff! Fuck! Oh shit.
Ich bin erledigt. Helft mir!
And strafing left is just like, it baffles some of these people in this game.
Fucking right-handed
Oh,
retards.
son of a bitch! I ran away from one man into another man while shooting at the guy that I was running into.
I bet you left-handed loser.
I bet you left-handed
I
loser.
fucking... I fucking
remember
love
that-
that that's just a thing we say now.
You're
Fucking
happy that's a thing now. I'm happy that's a thing now. I made a thing.
You didn't,
up.
like... You didn't, like, find that anywhere? That was just a fucking
No.
thing.
No.
Fucking
I came
left-handed
up with
loser.
that. Do you understand how proud I am?
So, today, at work, there's 2 new girls that started that are roommates together. And they both talk to me about each other, which I find hilarious. But,
I'm assuming they're both talking massive shit.
no. They both kind of like each other. But, still.
Like in a sexual manner? Oh,
no.
Sorry.
I-
Sorry.
stop.
My
No.
hormones.
Yeah, bad, bad.
My dick is
Anyway.
rising. My dick,
My dick went twing.
But,
my dick rises.
I don't know
My
exactly if
dick
it's like
giveth,
that.
my dick
Sin.
taketh away.
I sense it the porno. I sense it the
I don't
title
know
for
how
a
much
porno.
of a joke it is, but they were talking about how they were gonna get a donkey in their backyard.
Huh?
Because it was like the
In, like,
one
the
pet
sexual
that their
manner?
landlords allowed.
Wait, what? Who
Yeah.
the fuck is their fucking landlord, Fidel
I don't
Castro?
know, but it sounds funny. Anyway, I walked up to the girl that was on the shift today, and just out of nowhere, I just went, "So how's the new ass?" and everyone just kind of looked at me, and I went, "Yeah, the donkey." And she went, "Oh, the donkey!" And everyone else was still more confused.
That made it worse. That made
It's not that it worked.
You're like, how's the new ass? And they're like, huh? And then you're like, oh, the donkey. And they're like, oh, wait,
I was
what?
like, you know, the donkey. You know, the donkey. And she talked to me, like, excited about the donkey, and everyone else was just like, wait, what? What the fuck? That was hilarious. But the other night, I made a joke again, and he was like, and the manager was just kind of like, it's a little creepy. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're the one complaining about it, not her, the one who's the victim of the joke. And he was like, she's just too afraid to say something. And then she went, no, I just also find it funny, and I also don't care. And he was like, oh. And then as she left, he turned to me and he went, yeah, she doesn't need a new ass. And I was like, she does not.
She does not. She, so basically what he was doing was covering his ass.
Well, he's gay, so I think that covers his own ass.
No, I mean, I meant like with his
Yeah.
for saying the shit of like, oh well, I mean that was kind of weird because she was in the presence and he's like, well, I don't want to not take action against it, and then get a lawsuit.
Yeah, pretty much. He was just kind of like, I need to make sure that.
And then
not
he was like, oh, it's all good. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's like,
Yeah. And Sean, I got our group message our group chat got a message that just said, "Who wants to cover for this girl tonight? Her grandpa died." And I was just kind of like, "Ah, it sucks." So then I went to work for her.
Like your cramps.
What did you
we're
just
gonna
say?
take him off the team.
Did you just say, Hunter? Are you saying something terrible?
Oh, fuck. I deserve that.
Ich sterbe! Ich brauche Hilfe!
I got bombed. I said,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
I
saying
said
terrible
later
shit.
cramps.
Later, Grant. I mean,
Oh, I
got him.
deserve all of this. I deserve all of this.
Ich sterbe!
There you do.
Helft mir!
damn it, they flanked around me.
He's going to the old folks over in the sky.
Yeah, you are a terrible person.
The ultimate retirement home.
They have hookers. And they can humble without heart
No,
attacks.
they're called 72 virgins, you retard.
Just because they're 72 doesn't make them 72 virgins.
Well, I can see a suicide bomber getting up there, and he's got a ton of fucking grandmas up there, and he's like, "This isn't what I wanted." He's like, "This isn't what I wanted."
That's a joke from
Like their
somewhere.
asses have asses.
I can't tell where it starts and where it ends.
Oh, are you fucking with me? I hit him for 110.
Shouldn't have spawned in on you.
Would you die immediately?
Well, yeah, he just turned from you and shot me. I was like,
Cowabunga it is.
anyway, yeah,
fucking
she's a very
love
nice
that.
person. I felt very bad, very sorry for her, so I went in for her.
Oh,
You,
Joe's a good
you
guy.
should buy her
Yeah,
some
nice-
hard candy
I'm not a good guy.
to relive some old memories.
Hunter, this is why you don't have a girlfriend.
God, I hope so.
You hope it's because you're a terrible person?
That would explain a lot.
Wir brauchen
It would give me an actual excuse. I'm like, I can't have girlfriends. I'm a fucking awful human being.
Ah, I got shot in the smoke, in the smog.
I keep getting bombed. Like I'm like, oh, I got this guy. I'm about to fucking murder him.
Oh my god, I love this quest. It's a Game of Thrones joke.
What quest?
Winter is a bloody business.
When did Game of Thrones fucking start?
A while ago. Winter is a bloody business is literally a play on winter. Winter is thing on winter is coming, which is a line from this. The quest is you go and talk to Prince
Gonna
Jeffrey,
be a no from me.
and you have to kill his two guards, or his guard K9, which in the fucking show there's Prince Joffrey, and he has a guard called the Hound. And he's a little
I
bitch.
headbutted him to death. I headbutted
Jeffrey's a
him to
little
death.
bitch.
What the fuck is up with all these bombs? Just so I can get him.
Get who?
The dude behind, right in front of you.
Ich sterbe! Ich brauche Hilfe!
Oh,
That makes sense. Anyway, yeah.
that makes sense.
then me and the gay guy, which is the manager, just talked about the new girls that our boss hired. for a little bit, and then I went. That was my closing shift tonight.
Is like he just like normal gay, or is he flamboyant gay?
I mean, is there really a difference? But it's
Yes,
No.
and it is most enjoyable.
I mean, dude, I don't really care what kind of gay you are. See, I'm still friends with you, and you're like the obnoxious gay.
I'm not gay. Although the other day the comments about Raya,
You can't just put
what-
that line in there. You can't just
What?
put that line in there. Oh, what a fucking... Oh my god, these game makers are assholes.
Nope, sorry. Sorry.
No fucking way.
Fucking woke my uncle up.
You punch Jeffrey and he goes, "I'm sorry I cut off Mr. Sean's head." In which, in the first season, spoilers, the actor Sean Bean plays Eddard Stark, and near the end of the season, Joffrey kills him. He has him executed. That's another line. Okay.
Why?
That's another line from the show.
He got pissed off because he's here because he's gotta like fucking. My grandma's staying with him for like a fucking.
I made a joke about us here saying, "Jamie, you're fucking." My sister and uncle are just good friends. That's all. No, sorry. Those two are incestuously fucking.
Oh, you're on the DLC of Borderlands 2, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Ich bin erledigt. Helft mir!
Attention, the enemy now controls all the objectives.
What time is it? It's almost midnight.
Damn it. Anyway, yeah. We are getting curb stomped.
Oh my god, that was so funny. There's the one in the show, literally in episode 1. The queen and her brother are caught fucking.
Okay.
Doesn't like Queen like fuck everyone, even her own kids?
I don't know.
I was gonna say sounds like Hunter's Tuesday night, but you know.
Sanitäter! Ich sterbe!
Halfway there, but we are losing this.
God damn it. Yeah, they're just camping at the exits to our spawn. Except for E. I'm gonna push that way with you and see if we can't just overwhelmingly firepower them.
We can try.
One at the top of the rock when you round that corner.
Oh, by the way, because my grandma's gonna be gone for like 3 or 4 weeks, and after my uncle leaves, I will have the house to myself for like 3 or 4 fucking weeks. So Hunter will be back to his normal screaming self.
Normal.
Brauchen Sanitäter!
Well, normal for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ich bin verletzt! Hilft mir jemand?
They have no idea.
Objective Dora is ours.
Josiah, I'm bait. Find the snipers.
Objective Emil has been lost, soldiers.
No.
I refuse.
I want to watch you die.
I want to watch you die. You're the one shouting, "I'm bait, find the snipers," as you sprint out into the open.
I'm bait on the sniper.
Just gonna run through this pass and on the flank of B. Looks like I'm watching you die. Yo, same.
Live for like 4 seconds.
Oh, fuck!
Yes.
Werfe Granate!
Jesus. Yeah, we're just gonna try to hold. Come on. Damn it. God damn. Okay, Hunter, your turn. Come on. Come on.
I
Where
got 2
you
of
fucking
them.
go?
Be aware, we have lost
Watch out! God damn it, Hunter. I saw it and I was like, watch out!
delay,
And then you
fucked us.
stepped on it.
The 2-second delay. Fucked us.
I like how I saw that. Like, I'm proud of myself for just seeing a bouncing Betty in the snow. I was like, that's a thing. Fuck. I'm gonna, probably once I die, I'm gonna switch to my medic class. So that way maybe we can push back through that place and hold it back a little bit more. Right through the smoke. Fuck! There's a man behind me.
Destroyed.
God damn it. Hey, that's the gun I'm gonna switch to.
By the way, I've got my pretty good raid build set up now.
Pretty good
And,
rape build?
Raid. R-A-I-D.
Okay. For what? What raid?
For Borderlands. For all of them.
Borderlands? What raid?
To the point where all of them.
This one.
Literally, I beat Terramorphous by myself now.
Did you use the Gunzerker?
Yeah. I got his build set up.
We've taken objective Caesar, soldier.
Took a fucking while, but I got his build set up finally, so that's good. The dragons,
Damn it!
they're hard. So I have to
Oh, yeah?
kinda.
Rock hard.
It's tough. Like there's fucking 4 of them, and you have to try to pick them off one by one.
I don't remember the dragons.
They're the raid buffs for the Assault on Dragon Keep.
I ran through that smoke into a bunch of explosions and suddenly I was the only one left alive. I have no idea what happened after before that.
Do not worry, I am here.
I should be worried 'cause I'm dead.
Shit, I got you.
Help me! Helfen mir! Helfen mir, meine Leg ist kaputt.
Hilfe!
Do you think that's fake German? It's real German?
Wait, what? Where the fuck did he
I'm dead.
headshot you? He can't pick you up.
I just got I died seconds after being respawned. Back away, back away, back away, back away, back away, back away, thank God.
Dusty gumballs.
Oh, I'm sorry for your medical condition, Hunter.
Just because my dick shoots spider webs doesn't mean I'm medically impaired. In fact, it just means I'm Dick Spider-Man.
It means women don't want to sleep with you.
That's fair.
I like when you slide down a hill seconds after seconds after or before an explosion hits the position you just slid down from. It's really satisfying. Like slide and then like yay.
So I think when Rage 2 comes out,
We have lost objective Caesar.
You have to
Oh, Sean, apparently Hunter got demonetized.
way, when Rage 2 comes out, I'm definitely gonna be playing the fuck out of it.
Oh, fuck that game. Sanitary, you're gonna cut your dick up.
There you go. There you go. Want to enjoy that.
Is it the? I bet you can't tell me something that makes me happy and sad at the same time. You have
No,
the
it's a
best,
different
you have the
thing.
biggest dick. Is it the? You have the biggest dick out of all of your friends.
No, and then here's Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of things that represent Hunter perfectly. I showed him Lawrence Sontag, by the way, and he was like, "Oh, is this the guy that you say I'm a lot alike?" And then I showed him a complimation of him, and he was like, "Yeah, I understand this now."
Yes.
He has a very passionate thing about anime girls and hentai, and I feel like he's a brother in arms.
Girls have
We should get
5,
together
6,
sometime and have a drink.
7 penises shoved up in there.
Hey man, the more the merrier.
Lawrence Sontag being adorable.
With enough
and
skill,
is
wit, and
another.
determination, you can too.
I mean, if I tried hard enough, I could shove 7 dicks inside of somebody. Yep, that's a thing. It's now recorded somewhere.
I'm gonna just like, I'm gonna find out whenever your like next job interview is for like you going into a place, and I'm just gonna send your boss an email with the audio file of I bet I could shove 7 dicks into somebody if I tried hard enough.
Cool, I got you saying it now. Means right back at you, bitch boy. Mutually assured destruction. Just had the code word.
See, the problem is it would hurt you more than it would hurt my reputation.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're at that point in an interview where the boss accepts a random email, he's already not gonna hire you.
He hires you, gets email, I've made a terrible mistake.
He walks up to
He
me
goes,
and he just
"My
hands me an envelope with like $1,000 and a bonus. He's like, I need to keep you around.
No, he comes up to you and he's like, this is a mom and pop store, I'm gonna keep my kids out of your reach.
Hi, puppy.
Up, 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 up. Aw, you got me.
Hi, puppy.
We're hitting for 75.
Hi, puppy. Hi. I see you. I see you. Thank you.
So,
Hey,
I
any
got
more
a new
kid
tip
lists?
today.
If you guys didn't know Elise, and you got her phone number, what would you do?
If I didn't know Elise and I got her phone number.
That'd be weird.
That's
I'd
weird.
go, why do I
It's
have
weird.
a phone
Why
number?
a stranger's phone number?
What would you send to her?
Who's this? Send to her?
I'm not.
How do you
Dick
think?
pic.
If you give me a random number right now, I'd send something weird to it. Not a dick pic.
Dick
I was
pic.
gonna say the great thing about bullying is that it's so subjective. I could choose to be bullied because girls won't look at me. Why don't they do that? That's not fair. I'm being bullied.
That's true. He's still being bullied to this very moment.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I've heard this before, and there was one night where I was like just crazy lazy, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. You put on a condom, you can jack off anywhere. Yeah.
That was,
Get out of here. Live a nice life. Escape any kind of conflict. That's what you do. You little baby. You run away. Run away from your problems.
I don't know. I think at this point it's himself.
Have you guys ever pretended to be gay so you could go to a free camp where they teach you not to be?
What?
God, I love this face. I don't ever want to lose this beautiful
It's really
face.
orange, man.
This is the mug that's gonna convince parents to give me their 14-year-old sons. You can trick a kid into consenting to anything.
oh,
What is
99.
You're like
Like
an
that's
old, probably the safest age because I'm legal, but whatever goes goes. In the vein of like trapping people in my home, there is a show where a girl's boob turns into a candle. Like they stick the candle on her nipple and then the wax melts over.
What?
So she just got a big jiggly boob candle. What's weird is like there's a lot of those, and then they're all upside down. So somebody's like brushing all these boob candles out of the way to get into this mystical layer of like demon sex.
I have no idea what's going
Every
on.
GTA, there's a time that comes where Lawrence is saying something.
I think Lawrence has seen a lot of shit that no one else has seen.
You guys can just come over whenever you want. If I drank more milk when I was a kid, I probably would have a bigger dick. Am I the only one that feels like when ladies like really go
He is
ham
my
and they like
spirit
start
animal.
deep throating? I'm like, God, that's sweet, but you don't have to. Not for my sake.
Yeah, I hate when that happens all the time.
That's really
Right,
stupid.
guys?
Yeah, really dumb.
Higher carcinogens on your dick than deep throating a cock over and over again would probably give you throat cancer, right?
Sure.
I feel like it's more about obligation. If a woman has obligatory sex, it's a man. But if she really wants to have sex, it'll be a woman. And that's how you can tell.
Huh?
Women like to be like, women have clitorises because we're meant to enjoy sex. But, counterpoint, why is it impossible to find if you're meant to enjoy it?
It's not us. It's pretty easy to find.
How do you properly munch something that's a cave?
I mean, wait, so is your goal to get deep inside?
I mean, if I want to do it right.
Alright, so you might not know anything.
When can I download a vagina? I finally saw Hard Target 2. I keep
Where
bringing that
can
up.
I
Someday somebody can ask
download
me
a
a follow-up question, and then I will continue to talk for 15 minutes. Hard Target 2, sequel to the hit film Hard Target, starring John Clavin and directed by John Woo. John Woo's directorial debut in America. Anybody got a... I'll quit. Is it a canon sequel? Somebody say that? No. The John Clavin Adams' character does not return. More of a thematic sequel. Ask... What themes did you ask? I said that? Elise, did you... It took me a long time, I want to say until I was like age 24, before somebody informed me that burps smell bad. So you shouldn't burp directly in somebody's face. I've been able to predict the motions of celestial bodies based off of geometric lines off of my balls. If we only demonize incest because it's not good for the gene pool, then what happens if you have safe sex? You're just having a good time.
That's true. Stumbling over his words. He's really excited
Too
about
around.
While struggling with his
Guys like
incestuous
me, he
feelings for his
fucks up his
sister,
words when he
he
gets
learns that he's a reincarnation of organic angel Alexiel, who led a rebellion against her fellow angels after witnessing their slaughter of the evils, a group of demons after God's disappearance. So yeah, it's a dude who wants to fuck his sister, except that he is also a woman angel reincarnated, assisted by Lucifer, ruler of the demons who loves Alexiel. Rosiel unseals the tower of Pentena Menki, where God rests, with Alexiel's body. Awakening in her own body with Setsuna's help, Alexiel reveals to him, she then kills him, absorbs him into her womb, so that they will never be apart again. Before dying, Rosiel passes his power to Setsuna. Yeah.
Monday, what are you doing?
Ich bin
Been here all weekend.
Oh shit, I missed motorcycle school.
Motorcycle school. Did you also get fucked by the tank?
Yeah, there was a tank. I just love that out of nowhere that it fucking chimed in on, you gotta do more titless.
Yes. I like to think that I am like Bruce sometimes.
I like to think I'm Adam.
I like to think that I'm Bruce, because Bruce is my favorite. I think he's fucking hilarious.
I have Bruce's laugh. Like when I watch it, I have Bruce's laugh. Is that
the one thing that I attach to? The one thing that I attach to is his stare. 'Cause I tend to do that a lot. His
I just
oh
got
shit
commonality
stare.
with
And I do that a lot.
You-
with,
You have Lawrence energy. You do.
I do. The problem is like when I've been streaming lately, because of like my schedule and shit, I've been streaming so late that like I can't be as energetic as I want to be. But like I still get mentally excited, so I like slur my words really bad still. Like I'm not screaming or going 100 miles an hour, but my brain fucking thinks it is. I'm like that little kid you give candy to in the candy store, and then he gets raped. But hey, free candy. There's always a fucking line. So I gave a kid $5 today.
We don't want to know about your. We don't want to fucking know about your child fucking. Your fucking
It was her
child
$5.
trafficking scheme.
She lost it on her floor.
Come on, puppy. To the kennel. You are jumping up and being wild, and I need you to go to your kennel. And now you're refusing to move. Come on.
There we go. You're getting fucked in this game.
I can't find anyone, and when I find people, it's a tank.
That's not people.
I mean, it is. There are people in it.
In a dating sim, it's people and it's fuckable.
Both of these can be true if you really wanted them to be in real life.
Yeah, I mean,
You
you could
guys
honestly
seem
fuck
like-
a tank.
You could. This guy that fucks his car. I mean,
Let me just rub some motor oil on and I'll be good to go, Chief.
Motor oil. It's being real kind to that lady.
I don't want to picture the pain that an actual girl would go through if you lubed yourself with motor oil.
The pain that they would go into?
I can
Yes.
visualize it.
Don't you mean the ecstasy?
No, I'm talking about having
Just because she's
chemicals
having a
in-
seizure
from
because of her
oil
body
in their
rejecting the
fucking
chemicals
skull.
doesn't mean it's ecstasy. Josiah, that's not her climaxing, that's her dying.
Are you sure about that?
That's
You know
her
what, let me go
getting
check
high
the
off
corpse
of having
a
motor
second
oil.
time. I might need a second opinion.
What did you say, Sean, while laughing?
I said that's her getting a high off of having motor oil jammed into her. Going like, wow,
See, if
this
you're
is
jamming
great.
it into it, you're doing it wrong.
Hey man, it's 100% ethanol,
God,
it's good for the environment.
a very Lawrence line just popped into my head.
Is it about something about taking dicks and anime characters, or
I mean,
is
kind
it
of.
more educated? Go ahead.
It's,
You've
it's
piqued
just
my
like the
interest.
vagina is very forgivable, is how it starts. And that's about all I want to actually go into that. Actually, it's a very Elise line as well.
Don't notice me, senpai.
Notice him, senpai.
Can we just talk about how different black people and white people drink alcohol?
I didn't know where that was going. That was a roller coaster of emotions.
I thought that was gonna go on a way more racist route. I was like looking for a white hood and a rally sign.
No. So like, black people normally have like their drink. Like they drink a drink and that is their drink. You know?
Is it purple?
Like
I mean,
like if he
I
drinks
know
rum,
a lot of
it's
white
rum.
people that do that.
like if he drinks rum, I mean, but like more commonly. Most of the
Yes,
time,
maybe.
they would be like everyone at the college. They have their drink, and that is all that they ever drink ever. So like, there's one guy
So are they
that
like
has
hardballing
always
black
has.
people with alcohol, or are they like
There's
the
a guy
sissy
that-
ones with like the fucking whipping nay shit?
What?
See, now that was more racist.
What words did you just say?
Racism.
I think I had an aneurysm.
You think you
but
have
my
a
thing
what?
is like,
Aneurysm.
Racism. Anyway, Sean, go.
it's like the white
Potatoes,
people. We just kind of are like, oh yeah, we'll try whatever the fuck, and then we have to drag black people into it. Like,
So describe to me
Gotten it.
the common black drink, or like the drink that
The
black
one-
people you know.
the one that I hear the most at college is a lot of them drink Henny.
That sounds about right. It's
Like,
like southern
a lot
black, but I can see it.
But
Yeah, I think that's where
That
most of the ones in Barton are coming from.
yeah, it's
That's fair.
like their favorite. It's their favorite drink is what is generally what I've seen. Because I've heard them talking about it. Like my math class, I'm like one of 3 white people. So they're
That's
just always
the
talking. And they're
coolest
like,
class
they're
ever.
like, hey,
Dude, I love
they're
black
just
people.
like-
Like,
they're all
they're so
really
fucking
cool.
funny.
See,
Like-
now
like,
that Hunter's saying that, he's compensating for what he said earlier.
No, like, it's funny because my manager's like, so all these people keep applying, which ones are you taking? And I'm like, mostly the black people. And she's like, is there a reason for that? I'm like, no, they're the only ones that seem to be smart enough to work the fucking job, and the only ones I don't want to fucking murder on spot.
Hunter just needs
And
to
she's like,
walk
"Are
and
you
be
being
like, man, I
biased?"
really hate them Mexicans. And it just confuse everyone.
I actually was gonna say something along those lines. I was like, I was gonna say we've had 2 other applicants, one white, one Mexican, and you'll never guess what they put on their fucking applications.
White and Mexican.
One of them applied for management and said, "I have 20 years of scattered manager experience between different jobs. I want you to cater to me." And the other person applied to a position that has been closed for 6 months. And couldn't even fill out their application right, like where their college deal was, is like where you went.
No, you said that was a dumb white chick yesterday.
Oh, I know. I didn't specify what race each was. That one was the white one. The Mexican one was the manager. That one was the one that applied for the assistant manager position.
What?
We have lost control of objective Bertha.
Oh, there were 2 applications.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was telling you that the dumb one was the assistant manager application, and the one that asked for the 20 years of experience was the manager application.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I went into the races, but
You did.
yeah,
Just today.
the one that was manager, the one that wanted the manager position. I went back and checked her fucking name today. Yeah, she's not white. Unless Gonzalez is a white name.
I mean, it is a little bit.
We do have a white guy that works there that's got a last name as Takashi, and I just kind of, I asked him what his last name was so I could fill out some paperwork, and he went, Takashi, and I'm like, you fucking with me, boy?
Sorry,
You pull
wait,
funny.
you start speaking your weeaboo Japanese,
And I asked
and
him,
then he just
I
like
asked him, I'm like,
slaps
so
you.
does that mean your parents are Japanese? And he's like, I don't know, hard to tell. And I'm like, how the fuck is that hard to tell? But like, I gave him some leniency because he's a little slow.
I didn't even know San Francisco was real. You can trick a kid into consent to anything. Imagine running so fast you become Asian. This is what happens when the rage takes
Wouldn't it
over.
be eating so much you become Asian?
You gotta dance the terror away.
Sounds like me.
Turn. Everyone braced with all speed. Come on, you gotta get on the wheels. Let's drive the car.
Climaxing?
We have taken objective
Jorer? With Jorer? Name of the character. The mask. No. Harder. Harder. Yes. Harder. See if you can get my glasses to fall off. Harder. Guess Lawrence could dance on it.
We could do another song from Dance Here.
Hold on.
Lawrence is out. Got cold. Wow.
Knock himself out.
He's out. Yeah, he went down real fast. He's out cold.
Damn it! I killed 4 of them, but there was one more.
So, I'm divided. I'm in a house divided at the moment, and not like literally metaphorically with like the whole Sonic fandom and like the whole way Sonic looks right now. He doesn't look super great, but it's not as terrible as the fucking Mario movie, so I took that with a grain of salt. But like, it's so funny that the fan uproar is so negative about the way he looks that they're having to change it for the fucking movie and go back to the drawing board for the way he looks.
I seriously don't think there's going to be very many changes. I think they're just going to be like, hey, we fixed him.
Gave him the one eye and that was it.
objective Amy has been lost on us.
Okay, so Hunter, the reason the Mario movie looks like most of the way it looks is because of how fucking old it is.
Oh no, I
Animation
wasn't
is not
talking
as
about the
good as-
visual stuff. I was just talking about how bad they butchered it in general. Also, look at the fucking Goombas, dude. Look more like Koopas.
Yeah, you're not fucking telling me that fucking Sonic don't look like he's been doing meth for 25 years?
Well, no, he's still got a full set of teeth.
Yeah, it's fucking weird as shit.
He's probably doing speed. He's like, gotta go fast.
He's injecting shit between his toes to make him run fast.
I'm injecting pure child depression.
I mean, yeah, but that's just in your eyes.
I can see their sadness. I can taste their fear.
I'd appreciate helping
that's
D
true.
instead of just fighting off a fucking fuck ton of people all by myself. That'd be great. They overran my position. I killed so many people. Ah.
Okay, Hitler.
Do you guys know what Andrew Jackson's biggest regrets were in life?
What?
That he
Not killing enough
didn't
Jews.
he didn't hang somebody and he didn't shoot someone else. Andrew Jackson, the President of the United States, his biggest regret.
Look
was
at our
that he
president
didn't
now. He looks
kill
like a
more
fucking
people.
Oompa Loompa. And he's got the mentality of one too.
I just love that Andrew Jackson was just like, I didn't kill enough people. And we don't talk about that much.
The current president doesn't believe that global warming exists and also thinks that video games are the cause of school shootings. So, like, clearly we're going backwards.
I mean, honestly, backwards as in, like, before the Obama presidency is what you just described.
I mean,
Yes,
even
not
back in
gonna
his
lie.
presidency, though, this stuff wasn't getting
Bush,
looked at. That wasn't probably his fault, but I'm just saying, like, it's just the way shit's set up.
Bush said some very similar stuff. Not gonna lie. But anyway, Sean probably doesn't want to talk about
I don't
politics.
think I don't think I've ever paid attention to Bush's politics.
Invade foreign countries for oil, end sentence.
Well, I know that much, but
Anyway, Sean probably doesn't want to talk about politics.
fair.
I'm just not.
So Sean, what do you
Sean,
want to
how-
talk
how-
about?
How are your classes?
I don't care if you
Are
talk
kids-
politics.
are
I'm
kids-
just trying not to comment on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
which is
you,
why
if
it's
you
like
want
might
to,
as well just
you can shoot.
I'm
No, it's just
trying
might
not
as well
to
just-
comment on it.
might as well just avoid
Okay.
the subject in its entirety if it was, if it's going to make one of us just decide not to say much.
No, it's just I don't want to start a fight.
Halfway to victory.
Don't want to lose a fight, more like it. Hey,
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty impartial. I can see.
I just
both
wanted to
sides
hit you with
things.
that. I don't really give a fuck.
I was gonna say I'm pretty impartial. I'm actually curious what other people think.
Well, I'm very left and Sean's center right, so.
Which, Sean, you used to be more right, like right-winged right? Now you're more centered right? Is that correct?
Yeah. I lean very slightly right. Like I agree more with with things on the right, like topics and shit that like are very controversial or whatever. I agree more with the right, but I have different ways of going about it than most people.
Oh, so
Like, for example,
Being
this
cool-headed.
is gonna get me fucking hammered. I think that abortion is bullshit, and that it shouldn't be legal at all. Because I don't believe in. I don't believe that
I
that we
can
should kill
agree in most sense.
kids. But
There are very few instances where I'm like,
but
you know,
and in the other term of like marijuana in the prison system, I lean more left because I think it's the proper. Because I think that makes more sense. It's just whenever I go, whenever I'm picking like what, like, or I'm trying to decide on what side I take, I I refer to like my morals and then also what I think would be the best solution personally.
see, I'm mostly like centered, and then like I will admit, like a lot of times I'll just go left just because like certain aspects don't get approached with like hostility as much, and like they sometimes are more prone to taking a step back than instead of just marching in head on blindly. in my own personal opinion. But like, I will
my
admit,
thing is like
I'll swing.
like with the prison system thing. For like for example, on my part, I think that people getting arrested for personal possession amounts of marijuana and having to serve like what is it, like almost 5 years or so in prison is
it's
fucking
what it
horseshit.
is. I can describe what causes all that. It's the 3 strikes law. That if you get arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia or drugs 3 times in a row, you are given a mandatory minimum sentence of like 20 years at least.
Which is fucking horseshit. Because
Which
when
was
you're
part
really,
of
they have possession. It's possession, like their own personal amounts. That's fucking retarded. Like I think that people should be. One, I think marijuana should be legalized as long as it's like regulated and shit, like anything else. Just make sure it doesn't get out of control. Like the
I
like
agree completely with that.
like have the
Doesn't mean
proper
I'll do
laws
it,
and
but
shit for
yeah.
like if someone gets pulled over while high, it counts as DUI in all states, because I know that in most states they have like a DUI emplacement where being high and driving has the same account as being drunk while driving. Like it's kind of under the same statute. But I know of a few states that don't.
Well, those states
And
that
I don't know
I
if
don't
it's
think
just
have
because they
weed
don't because
legalized.
weed is legal. So it's just shit of like we have to make sure that like a federal law or that all states agree that being high and driving would fall under the
I
DUI.
see. And
I
like,
mean-
I agree with
And
all
then-
that, but like one thing that's really fucking that right now is I don't know if you know, but like corporations can still set like things that they want their workers to do, like so like if you have pot in your system, they won't let you work, and that doesn't get like even though weed's fucking legal, they can still count that as like, oh, you can't work here because you still have pot in your system. So like if it becomes legal, I guarantee you there's gonna be a whole lot of fucking instances of like everyone's like, oh, we can all fucking do it now, and then so many fucking people losing their jobs.
Well, it's kind of like
But
you
I can
can't
also-
discriminate for drinking alcohol.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like it should be like the alcohol thing where I'm sure
Yeah,
I'm
but
sure
you
they
know
wouldn't
that,
want to
like-
hire an alcoholic,
But
you know. Same with the
falls
guy
under
that like
those.
smokes pot all the time. Like I mean, for me there's a limit for like how much pot someone should ingest. Like I won't
Just
say
like how
his
there's a
name, but I
limit
have
for
a
how
person
much-
that I know. I have a person that I know that I think he smokes pot too much because he shows up to like rehearsals for stuff and like shows up to events and shit completely blasted to the point that he can't function, and he has a major role in those and he can't play those out when it's his responsibility. I think that's too much. You know, like, man, you need to lay back. You're relying on it. You're becoming to the point where that is your that is your mechanism of just being happy, and that's
It's not an
good.
addictive drug, but they've
Just,
such an addictive personality that they have let it
It's
in.
yeah, it's not an addictive drug, but it's not the fact that the drug is addictive, which it isn't. It's the fact that people have addictive personalities, and sometimes their mindset goes to, this is my way to cope with whatever, and it just kind of spirals because they get latched to it, which isn't the drug's fault. It is a personal thing, but that's one thing that we do need to account for.
But most of what I was saying is like the businesses still have like the really old setting where like and like they're owned by older people, so it's like they're not gonna do it to the way that they're gonna treat it the same as alcohol. They're gonna treat it the way it's been treated in business, and they're probably not
I
gonna
mean,
change
all you
it
have to do is
unless
get
they're more
a law
progressive.
in stating that you can't discriminate employment due to drug habit.
Yeah. And
I
then
don't
if
see
they
that
are, you
fucking
can
flying
sue the
anytime
shit out of
soon.
them.
Is
it's
what
just-
is what I'm.
It's just the shit where I'm like I lean that way in some topics, but I lean right in others. I kind of go back and
I'll
forth.
admit I'm mostly left, but like on certain aspects, like illegal immigration, I swing hard right.
I mean,
Um,
for fuck's sake,
you are,
look,
like,
I'm fucking
way harder
looking
right
into
than me, and
voting
I know.
for. I'm looking into voting for 2 different Democrats. Like, I mean, it's just
There is
a lot
that,
of
just got
I'm looking at-
just got announced like a month ago. There's that gay, the gay Denver mayor.
I haven't seen anything on him.
Head.
The two
You
people
should.
that I'm looking into that have campaigns that I really like are Daniel Yang. I think I've talked about him before. I still really like him. And then Joe Biden announced that he's running,
Yeah, Grandpa Biden.
And-
But
and
The-
he
the
said
guy-
he wants to base his presidency on unification of the 2 sides again. He said we're getting too divided, and I'm like, I fully agree with that.
mostly both sides used to like meet in the middle on certain aspects.
Yeah,
Like,
and
now
he
they're
said
so
now it's
opposite.
chaos, and he said
Not
he was
gonna-
like now it's chaos.
not gonna point any fingers, but it was originally the Republican Party that began not cooperating.
Yeah,
with
but
the,
then the Democrats
Democratic
did
Party.
that as well, and then like in
Well, I
FDR's
mean,
presidency,
when you're
the
not
Democrats pulled
when
some
you're not
shady shit.
included in a party, it's very difficult to make yourself included in the party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I'll admit, like, dude, I swing hard right with like illegal immigration. Like,
You swing the
My
hardest
family's-
right out of anyone I know.
yeah, but my family's fucking Spanish, so I take an aspect of we get prejudiced because of the shit those motherfuckers pull, even though we're not even technically the same race. We're like a cousin race. So by them pulling their shit, and not saying all of them fucking do it, but by them pulling their shit, they've inconvenienced a completely different set of people.
The way I see it is that there are 2 countries in this world that cannot complain about immigration.
Well, the
Like, at
U.S.
all.
was founded on immigration.
Ever. Is what I'm saying. It's like it's the U.S., which basically for decades shouted that we are the land of the free, home of the brave, and that if you want a better life, you have to come here and live it.
Yeah.
And now we're
And don't get
basically
me wrong.
shouting, anyone who's white, stay out, and anyone who's not white, stay out. I'm just like, what?
But don't get
Yeah,
me wrong,
I disagree.
I think we should make it easier. I think we should make it easier for people to fucking be able to get into our country, but I still don't agree with illegal immigration. I think it's most of the reason it exists currently is because of those issues. But, oh shit.
Yeah, like the reason that most Mexicans cross the border.
He cut out. Got like the worst time.
Disconnected mic. See, but my whole thing is like, sorry, but I don't want to let people that are felons from other countries that are probably going to be felons again into the country just to have it happen here.
I think that for a security reason and like background checks and shit, we shouldn't allow felons. That is a completely accurate deal. No logical
then
human being wants
what
to
I
add more
think-
criminals.
What
Okay,
I
so-
think that my whole deal with illegal immigration, I think the best way that we can address it, and the best way, especially on the southern border, what we need to do is, I disagree with a wall, but I do agree that immigration, border, like a border defense that actually keeps people out needs to be in place.
So,
And
I've
then
heard
we
bits and
need
pieces
to
of most of these
we need to
arguments.
enact more judges or court systems that are specifically dedicated to getting people in, because there are people that are completely eligible to get in. They are coming here to make themselves and to make a name for themselves, to be, they're really good people, but they can't get in because their wait times are like between 8 and 12 months.
Some of them
And I
get
think that that's
yearly, and I've
ridiculous.
seen-
We need more. I think we need more judges or court systems only specifically for immigration, so that we can start cycling
don't have
people
those.
through faster.
So, here,
We
real
don't have
fast,
those, we just
I'm going to
ship 'em
hit
off
on a
to
few of the
someplace.
points that I've heard bits and pieces of. One, Sean said that he doesn't want felons coming into the country. That is actually mostly propaganda that has been portrayed by
We're not
people.
doing the whole propaganda.
I'm not
aspect,
saying
Josiah, we're just saying
propaganda, I'm
we
just
want
saying
them to
I'm
be screened.
just... Let me say my fucking piece. That the propaganda has been portrayed that has shown other people that they're trying to get the point across. They're like, oh, all these fucking felons are crossing the border legally. No, the actual felon numbers are massively less than what is actually being portrayed in the media. That's what I'm trying to say, that actual fear doesn't actually exist. Like, the actual issue that the fear is bred off of doesn't actually exist. That's what I'm trying to say.
See, I never heard any of that. What I heard was that people are crossing the border illegally because they can't get in, like, because they have criminal history, and they can't get in, so they fucking just come in anyway on their own terms, and I think that that's a problem.
It's not, like I said, it's not like an actually big problem. What most people do is that they constantly apply to get in. The U.S. court system, basically, U.S. immigration system based.
Cut out like
Dude.
But no, Sean.
I'm
I think
assuming
you
what
and me
he's
agree
gonna
on-
say is, I'm assuming what he's gonna say is, there's an application system. The U.S. court system then approves or denies that application to get in, and then they have to go through a whole process of getting in after the application's been approved. Which is why I'm saying we should have the.
So, that's not actually what I was going to say. I'm just saying that the application process is actually like, to even get your application looked at. I remember this whole bit because it looked specifically at foreign military assistance in Iran and their immigration, because a lot of them put their lives on the line to help U.S. soldiers, and then they want to apply to come here.
Fair.
It took one person 7 years to get the application back saying, now send us more documents. Took another 5 to get confirmation back saying those were the incorrect documents. Send us more documents. He sent more documents. 3 years later, he is dead.
Which
Yeah,
is
and
why I
that's not
think
right.
that the immigration, like the entire section, should be expanded, so that that shit doesn't happen. Because the times that it's taking are fucking ridiculous.
It's also a massively high bar to meet to be considered for American citizenship, and even immigration. Because you have to think about like the tests that they are asking. Because I would bet you that that barely anybody would actually know, actual U.S. citizens would know the answers to any of the questions that they ask you on that test. So there's that. So, and more things about like immigration courts and systems is that we don't actually have like a court that allows people to come in. We have a court that hears on people and then either accepts or denies them in its entirety. And what most of those do is they just pump through cases, and they're mostly just stamp denials. There was a 3-year-old girl who was sent through the court system, and I think because she was an illegal immigrant, she didn't fall under the rights of a U.S. citizen, so she wasn't appointed an attorney, so she had to defend herself in court, so she got deported for not being able to legally defend herself. So basically she was just put on a bus and shipped south, and they're like, fucking drop her off somewhere, we don't care. There's a ton of other stuff where basically what we've done is we've made it entirely a too high of bar for any person to realistically be able to hit it in a timely manner, creating a massive system of people feeling like all I've been told is that the U.S. is this amazing place, and that's the only place that I can actually be able to live because these drug cartels or something down, or whatever, poverty, whatever that the U.S. has caused, mind you, has made it so that they are basically unable to live where they are living. So now they're like, I need to move on to somewhere else, and I've always been told America is where I can make.
No comment.
No comment.
If you ever hear something like South American coup, just know that the tagline is actually America causes South American coup. Just saying.
No comment.
No comment.
But anyway, Josiah, before you get on to another point, I think the main thing me and Sean were trying to get at that entire thing is that, like, yes, we want shorter processes. We want to make it easier for just general people to get in. Our thing is we don't want them to bypass screening. We're saying most of the reason they do it now is because we kind of fucked the system, but we're still not okay with it. But like, there are still criminals coming through. We know it's not a fucking majority. But it's like when you have someone apply for a job.
My main issue
hey,
is
am I
that
going to take the rapist or am I going to take the priest? Either way, they're fucking
well, they're
kids.
both the same. Anyway, what I'm saying is that America can't be upset at a problem that it itself has created. It can't point at someone else and go, "You are the one that is causing this." When they're
We're not
like,
pointing
actually, you guys. Well, no, you get.
We're not.
People point at like not you guys. Not you guys. I'm saying people point at illegal immigrants and go, "You guys need to stop entering our country illegally," or they can just as easily point at us and go, "You guys need to make it fucking easier to get in here," because if I'm not white, I'm not able to get in.
Yeah,
that's
my main
basically
issue
what it
is
boils down
like
to is that racism.
like I said,
immigration is a bigger thing of racism because there's a white Canadian comic who walks around and people are complaining about immigrants to her. They're just like, these fucking immigrants coming in, stealing our jobs, yada yada yada. And she's like, you do know that I'm an immigrant, right? And they're like, well, no, you're one of the good ones, is what they say back, which is basically
I've seen
basically
that guy.
we want non-brown people in here.
He's the prove me wrong or whatever dude.
No, it's not. It's a female, first of all.
The same thing happened to him. Well, the same thing happened to that guy, so I thought it was the same person.
Where what? Where he was like bitching about immigrants and the person he was
changed my
bitching about
mind.
too.
He's right wing, but he also like on occasion has been known to support left wing shit. So like a lot of the right wing people got behind him in one point. They're like, yeah, fuck immigrants, and he just turned around. And he's like, dude, I'm not a fucking. I'm a fucking immigrant, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, or
But my thing is like the way I was grown up and raised is like we were Spanish, but no one understands the difference between Spanish and Mexican, and no matter how much I explain it, no one fucking gets it. You guys do because you're not fucking idiots, but like my grandpa had dealt with so much shit over the years just because of the fact that like the racism and shit that you're describing, Josiah, happened, and it basically like because you were brown, everyone stereotyped you were Mexican, and if you said you were Spanish, they wouldn't treat it as if it was any different. And then like the illegal immigration thing gave it another bad rap, even though like we're not really associated with it because we're actually pure descendants of Spain, and like a lot of us were like raised in Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and stuff like that when they mixed with the native tribes before they went down to South America. So there's like a bigger group, but like that plight has like stuck with my grandpa. It's actually stuck with me because I've had to deal with some really dumb shit because of like that backwards ass racism. But I also had to deal with racism from the Mexican side, where it was like, hey, I got fucked. Where it was like, hey, you're Spanish, you're not one of us, fuck you. And white people were like, well, you're brown, so we automatically assume that you're a dick and we hate you. And like being caught in the middle of that, I'm in a very backwards area. Also, I'm in an area where it's like a lot of illegals, but guess what? They're not like the actual ones that's like, oh hey, we just wanted a new chance at life, and we wanted to better ourselves, and we wanted this. No, a lot of them are like self-devoted. Hey, our families have criminal backgrounds, and we snuck in, and they brag about it and go to fucking school about it. They burn fucking flags about it. It's like that shit pisses me the fuck off.
The flag burning that you're describing was with what you told me was a case
yes,
of,
it was started by an actual U.S.-born individual that tricked a bunch of illegals.
Yeah, so that one you can't really use as an example of.
I'm just saying they were all fucking idiots.
I'm just saying that if you have a thing where like one person gets up and starts shouting and is persuasive enough, you have a case where like here's the thing. And be honest, does your area create the mentality from the white people that every immigrant down there is a felon and that they are all terrible people?
No, at least not for at least two groups. The
least not
Vietnamese and
for-
Chinese are pretty popular here.
So, what you're telling me is that your area creates the mindset that brown immigrants are all felons, and they shouldn't, and they are like criminals and yada yada yada. Like, basically, what you're saying is that your area thinks of illegal immigrant as what you just described all of them are in your area.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a mix. It's kind of hard to describe because we got a thing called Seaboard Foods,
But basically,
which
what I'm trying
90% of hiring rate is illegal, so it's a whole bad rep bullshit.
what I'm
There's a whole
trying-
lot of like spite.
What I'm trying to hit at is basically your perception of immigrants be perversed by the mere fact that everybody else around you that you've dealt with sees them in that light as well. Could your particular image
are
of
you
an
saying that-
immigrant be changed by the fact that everyone who's a non-immigrant in your area also thinks that those immigrants act that way?
Dude, everybody's a fucking immigrant. That's the thing I fucking preach to everybody.
I'm just asking, could that change your view? If more
everyone
people
just
in that,
up and decided.
if
And silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Shitty Mike strikes again.
well, it's not shitty Mike. It's the cord that I have plugged into my controller that is connected to the Xbox. Until I get a new one, I might just start buying batteries again. But what I'm trying to get at was that if people in your area didn't view immigrants as, look at these illegal people that are coming over here, all criminals, yada yada, would that actually change? Like, if they didn't view them that way, do you think that would have changed
think
how you view
In
them?
one aspect, probably regarding my grandpa and the shit he had to deal with, it might have changed it and made it a little lighter. But on two other aspects of the way I was treated by them when I was a kid, and like currently, like especially because I work in fucking customer service, and then I get the whole, well, you look Mexican, oh, you should speak Spanish, oh, I bet you're one of them kiss up citizen bullshit. Like, there's bullshit on both sides, but like,
I mean, there is, but the main point that I've observed...
it would be a little easier on the grandpa side, but I've still had to deal with shit from both ends. So it's like, if you take away one factor, you still have other factors.
No, what I'm saying is, do you think that if people in your area didn't view immigrants in that light, would you also view immigrants in that light? Like, what I'm trying to say is that typically in human society, when you get a big group of people together, they all start kind of thinking the same.
It's
literally a
social.
thing
Don't
called-
involve myself
called
with
community
groups,
mindset.
and most
It's
of
a
my
thing called
opinions are
mindset.
based off of shit I've
So,
personally dealt with,
what
and not
I'm-
other people's opinions.
What I'm trying to kind of get at is, do you think if the community mindset had been different and didn't view immigrants in the light of criminals and scum, you think that would have been different? You think your life experiences would have been different?
Well, my life experience is definitely. But are you saying it's on both sides or just on one side?
What I'm trying to get at is that I think people view immigrants, like in your case, people view immigrants as felons and terrible people and yada yada, because they've grown up hearing and just being drilled into that immigrants are terrible people and felons by everybody around them.
I still have the personal experiences from ones that were actual fucking felons.
Except when you get to the point where if basically you go to this area and just everybody there points at you and says, "You're a felon and a criminal," that changes a person.
Well, yeah, it does. But also, it's just not in this one fucking area. I've dealt with that shit in Ulysses. I've dealt with that shit in Dodge. I dealt with that shit in Hayes. Like, honestly, when I came back here, I was so fucking afraid because, I work in customer service and shit, and sometimes we have to help people. And now that I work at Dollar Tree, I help people with groceries. And I've always had that thought where it's like, if I ask an older individual of a white ethnic group to help them or something, if just they'll freak the fuck out and pull out a fucking gun. Because it's happened to a few of my friends. Because I do have a lot of friends. I do have some friends that are illegal, but they're illegal for reasons that we've described with struggles. But like childhood friends and stuff. Like, I still talk to them, but we've all kind of moved on with life with the struggles and shit.
I'm gonna stop talking.
I'm gonna stop talking. I think his mic shit out again.
Again, not my mic. It's the cord that is keeping my controller turned on. So whenever you hear that, it's my controller straight disconnected. But I was gonna say, I'm gonna stop talking for a bit because I want to hear Sean's point, because he's been quiet for a little bit while I've been going on about how racism
I don't really
begets.
have an opinion. I don't know what to. I thought you were talking directly to him about his life experiences. That's why I wasn't commenting.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, he was asking directly, well, what if your life experiences were different, so...
Yeah, I mean, the main point I was trying to get at was, like, do you feel that racism changes how you view the people around you? Where, like, you're sitting there going,
it damn well can.
I mean, basically what I was mostly targeting was the fact that Hunter sat there and said, every immigrant in my area is a felon and boasts about it. So the main point I was trying to get at,
I'm saying I didn't say every.
Because...
I said I've had a lot of experience with the ones that were, not that all of them are.
I don't think having the mindset is what causes all of it, but I think it can be a factor depending on the person. Because I feel like any person with like semi-decent like fucking knowledge of what's going on isn't gonna let that kind of shit affect their opinion.
The main point that I was
but someone who's easily influenced or someone who kind of goes off of has been kind of raised in that light is probably gonna have more of a bias compared to someone who wasn't.
Yeah, the main point I was trying to hit at was like, would you view people differently if like he wasn't surrounded by people who were telling him that these immigrants are felons, and would those immigrants act differently if they weren't surrounded by people who were constantly telling them that they were felons?
It may be
because
a
I
factor.
grew up in Great Bend.
Like I said, it would be a factor with my grandpa. A factor with my grandpa, the only person who I've ever let anything say or include, because he has had similar experiences and I've expressed concerns with him, but he's also very reserved, and he's actually, like, for a dude who claims to be right, he's actually pretty left, and he goes out of his way to help people. He's a really cool guy, but it's like he's the only person I've ever let like tell me anything or like I've vented to, but his stuff didn't directly influence my opinion. My opinion, and I can say this how I am about everything. When I get mad, I get upset, or I have something that like might be darker compared to other people or stuff, that comes from past trauma. My opinions come from shitty things that have happened to me and personal experience. My opinions rarely ever come from other people's fucking
talks or shit like that. I base most of my opinions on personal experience as a human
Because,
being,
yeah.
and I'm very emotional.
Yeah, because like the way you and me grew up different, and you're gonna
Oh.
be like, oh, you're a
I
white
just fell
guy.
out of my chair. I'm good.
Continue to say. The fucking
God damn it.
I will buy him a new mic, I swear to fuck.
It's not his mic.
I'm gonna call it that because it's easier and shorter to say.
Cord.
I know it's the cord.
Cord.
I know it's the cord.
You just say cord instead of mic. You-
Grenade going out!
I went and grabbed batteries. That's why I stopped talking for a little bit. So hopefully it stops happening. Anyway, because if you base stuff off of life experiences, you and me grew up differently, and you're gonna be like, oh, white guy, middle of Kansas, you probably didn't deal with almost any Mexicans. No. In the town
I'm not gonna
I
say
grew
that.
up in, had a section of it called Little Mexico.
Yep,
Because half
every
the
town is a
town,
ghetto.
it wasn't a ghetto really. It was just
It's yeah.
the south
It's just
side
kind
of
of a
town.
section. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh my god, ghetto. It was like, it's just over there. Like, it wasn't worse or better than any other part of town. It was just
Yeah.
specifically in one spot.
There is a small part of Little Mexico and Great Bend that you're kind of like, don't go over there. Because
Yeah, but there's also, like, a
there's
part
like
up in the
like
new
there
place
like
that
there
you're
were a
like,
few
don't
guys
go
over
over
there that have like gotten away with crimes and shit, and you're kind of like, don't fuck with the people on that
But-
street.
But there's also a part in the north part of town where you're like, don't go there, that's where all the meth dealers are, and they're all white people.
Yeah, I mean, right where I am, I'm in
There
the
are
center
ghettos
of
for
the, I'm in
every
Meth
race.
Central.
It's not like specific
you are
to
in Meth
just
Central.
one race. Like
But
we have a white,
I'm in the
black,
pocket
and
of
Asian,
good,
and a Mexican ghetto in Guyman.
My street
But
is
what
the pocket of good in a land full of meth.
Yeah. But what I was gonna get at was that, like, I grew up, and I was surrounded by people who were basically telling me, like, oh yeah, Mexicans are evil. I grew up in an all-Mexican school for a while,
Yeah.
and dealt with, I was one of 3 white kids. That was it. One black guy, and I was friends with him. I wasn't friends with the other white people.
Diversity, I see.
But still, I still don't see the whole issue of immigration the same way that you guys do. Where I'm sitting here
I'm
seeing,
getting teabagged. Are you fucking me?
where I'm seeing, like, I guess I'm seeing it as illegal immigration isn't necessarily a bad thing because it's a problem that we have created ourselves. And that I don't see the whole, oh, a lot of immigrants are felons sort of issue. I don't see any of that stuff.
I see it as there are people,
Not saying
there
a lot
are
of.
different kinds of people that want to get in the country for different reasons. There are people that want to get here to make a life for themselves, or that they've been dealt a shit hand and want to get here, or they just want to move here because they have better opportunities or their family and all that shit. But there's also people that want to get in here because of bad reasons. Wherever there's good, there's bad. Wherever there's bad, there's good.
And my main point
It's
that
the shit of like, if like for every person that I'm not gonna say every person that wants to, for like every 10 people that are good that want to get in, there's someone that's trying to escape from like the law, or is just not a good person in general, and that is trying to find like new jurisdiction.
that can also be stated for, I don't know. I was gonna say that can also be stated for other racial groups as well, but most
Yeah.
issues on immigration deal with particularly the South. But you also have a lot of like rich white guys coming in from other places, or rich, whatever, coming in from other places that are using America as a way to kind of like jumpstart a distancing from their nations of origin.
Yeah.
When I look at it, I feel like, yes, there's bad people, but that doesn't mean that we should stop allowing people who are actively trying to get away from those bad people. You know, like the whole Immigrant Caravan.
I just think that we need to establish a way to properly vet the bad from the good. Is what I think the problem is. Is that we aren't able to, like, we're having trouble of keeping of, like, whenever we vet the bad people, like whatever it is. Let's say guy was a wanted felon, he was a wanted criminal, I don't know. I don't want to say anything. He did anything too bad, but it was something of like
kid did
no, Hunter.
No.
He robbed the convenience store in Mexico.
Yeah, and
he stabbed his Uncle Flacco.
And where he's from, the punishment for that was super strict. He wants to get out and come here, but he has a criminal record, and then we say no, you cannot come here because of your criminal record. And then he just turns around and then finds a way in himself. That's what I think one of the problems is we tell this person with a criminal record we have a person with a criminal record, we deny them, and then they just instantly find another way in.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna point you guys to something, because it's actually an amazing, it's a cool it's a cool series anyway, but very educational on this one topic in the first episode. There's a series called Dark Tourism, and it's I'll fuck because I mentioned it, or I'll fuck because the game.
No, the game.
Okay, because it's a series. In the first episode, the guy goes to Mexico. It's a 3-part episode. The final part is him, because there's like a touristy thing about white people and Mexicans from Mexico City, which is like third biggest. Yeah, that's a different tangent anyway. Go to this guy, and they pay him to smuggle them across the border, so that way they can experience how it is to do that. They pay him like $50, which is not nearly as much as what it costs actual Mexicans to be smuggled across the actual border. And he shows them what it's like to be smuggled across. And the thought in people's heads that it's just, oh, like 40 guys get together and they just walk across.
And that is not it.
That is not
like
it at all.
Drug lords and shit
You
that like
have
push
to-
them across.
You have to think about the fact that first, it's a fucking desert.
Yeah.
We're crossing a desert. And it's not even like a sandy desert. It's like a hilly, just shit-fucked place. Like, it is terrible to cross. So these people have to trek for days through that. They have to get through just common thieves that just steal whatever small valuables they have. Drug lords that, if a mule is in that group and they don't belong to that drug lord, that entire group gets executed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's
It ain't
not,
pretty.
at any point is it easy and they're walking across the border. It is basically survival of the fittest to get here. So that kind of like mindset of like, oh, we denied a felon, he's just gonna turn around and just walk across the border into here.
Which isn't what I'm saying. I'm just saying he's gonna figure out another way. He's gonna figure out a different way to get in, which is a problem.
But that other way would, like, what would it be then? Because like the first way, the smuggling just across the border on foot, is just horrible.
It's
So
the
what
shit
would
of
be
like,
the other-
have you seen the shit that they're doing now with what they're uncovering of like some of the pre-built tunnels and shit that they found?
I mean, I've heard about some of them. Like, they're
they found one that had been active for like, I think they said it was like 25 to 30 years, and that was one of the main routes that they were taking to get in when if they couldn't get in one way, they went in that way. And it was like there was this old abandoned, like, I'm pretty sure it was like a KFC or like an old restaurant chain building, and it got shut down. It got shut down. It had been shut down for years. It was a really, really old restaurant. And they went in there, and they pulled the thing where, like, you moved the toilet, and then lift a piece of tile, and then pull the cement brick out, and there was a tunnel, of which it was basically the shit of El Chapo's tunnel, of how he escaped, how they had like a motorcycle and shit up, shit set up down there. That's basically what it was, but it was a tunnel that people were kind of keeping really quiet, and we're kind of saying like, well, if you can't make it, go here, and you can take this underground, like this one underground tunnel, and it'll take you inside the border at around this location. And it was like in one of the southern it was, I want to say it went into Texas.
That whole like intricate tunnel system there, that wouldn't necessarily. That wouldn't be for smuggling immigrants in. That would be for smuggling drugs in.
I know, but like the criminals that were smuggling the drugs were using that to get themselves in, and that's what I really think that the main problem is the fact that we need to hold on. We need to
Take this ammunition.
We need to make sure that our vetting process is correct, but we also need to like fill up those fucking we need to find those.
Okay, so this entire thing has switched drastically from when we first talked about it, because when we first started talking about it, you guys were like, lax the application process to get in, but screen the fuck out of people because because of this. But now it's shifted to we need to patrol the border for tunnels because criminals are coming in through them.
No, I'm literally agreeing with what you said earlier. Was criminals are not coming in by like law or court system. They're getting in a different way. Which is me agreeing with what you said earlier, because I'm trying to agree. What I'm trying to get across is I agree with what you're saying.
I know this entire thing has been like half an hour of talking, to the point that even I'm getting like really fucking fuzzy on what everyone's position is. I'm like, what am I talking about halfway through what I was talking about? I was like, should I be arguing this hard for stuff? Do we all agree already? I was like, I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna keep talking about this. And just kind of hope that somehow I'm changing someone's mind if they aren't aligned the same way. It was kind of basically how I just kept going there.
Basically,
I don't change,
what my
baby.
view is, my view hasn't changed, but what my view is and what I'm trying to get across is the bad people are getting in a bad way, the good people are supposed to be getting in the good way, but people are so strict and shit, and like the system's so messed up that we're denying the good people access, and the bad people are still getting in because our minds are in the wrong place.
Honestly,
and
I feel like
we need to start implementing court systems and getting judges all into the immigration system, into an immigration department, so that we can get the good people in, and we can get them in a decent amount of time instead of this bullshit wait times. And then we need to figure out how the other people are getting in, like the drug dealers and shit, how they're finding their little side routes in, and we just need to make sure that we patch those.
And I mean, I completely agree with you on that. It's just, you then run into the issue of like earlier, the racism and like all that sort of stuff playing into the court system, where it's like, restate your bit about the court system, because I had a point, and then you shifted to tunnels, and then my mind just went, what?
Ow!
I think we said, well, Sean was describing the fuck system, and I was describing how we don't really we need a thing set in place for that specific instance of things, but like I said that it's pretty much they just shove you in a fucking court system. Doesn't fucking matter which one, which was the same thing you said.
That one dude in the half track has killed me 5 times.
I've killed myself more.
Dude, I wish.
I mean, I think I just killed myself again.
Yeah, I mean, like, the main thing that I was trying to get at was that, yeah, it lacks the requirements, but then you have to tackle another whole set of issues where you have the court system, and you have to allocate funding for that, but Americans really love their defense, so they're not gonna want to spare any money from that, and literally no other position can have money pulled from it. And then you have the issues of racism that come in when you have a judge down there and they're gonna see people, and the one thing that gets brought up where they're like, well, he once thought about stealing a bike. And they're like, well, think about stealing a bike and might steal a bike in America. Denied. Of course, that's an exaggeration, but a point that
Makes me
can
make
be
a story
made.
about bikes.
Yeah. But, so there's those issues of allocating funding for such a massive project for that. And I'm not like, get rid of all stuff, open borders person. I'm like, lax the things, do this, but you have to... And this is an issue that pervasives throughout the entirety of American culture. Like, everything needs to be shifted on how the majority of powerful people view the country, because they view it in their own little thing, and they're just going to listen to all the people that shout at them, right? Yada yada yada. But there's a lot of fucking issues.
Hey, I mean, still, this is still more intellectual than the entire argument today that got brought up, that I got prejudiced for being the only person working at fucking Dollar Tree, besides the one bitch that didn't get caught and the other assistant manager, for not having a felony, so they're afraid I'm gonna be judgmental and treat them like shit.
Dude, just... The more I learn about American culture, the more I hate it.
It's fucked, cunt.
Oh, I mean, you get to this point where it's like, people look at me and they're like, oh yeah, you're not going to be a victim of a crime. And I'm like, motherfucker, I will 100% be a victim of a specific type of crime. And they're like, what? Like, I'm going to be the victim.
I'm going to stab myself.
I'm going to be the victim of power reassurance murder, which is a thing that just is growing constantly in America, where people are just being dicked the fuck over. So they see a gun, and they go, I can kill a man with that. And they run out, they find the biggest fucker they can, and they shoot him in the face. And they're like, look at me! I'm the big man! I killed that other big man! Look at me! I have the biggest dick. And, like, that sort of shit.
I feel like that's prison rules, bitch.
What?
I feel like that's prison rules, bitch.
It's a thing. It's a thing that happens where it's like it's these people that have been kicked repeatedly, and then they go, I want to be the one that kicks, so they get a gun and they shoot someone. And
they
they're
get a gun
like,
and they kick someone with it.
They get a gun, they shoot someone with it.
They kick them in the head with a bullet.
Yeah.
Kick him in the head with a bullet.
Did you just come back to that? I was talking about how fucked American culture is.
I know, it was
To be
just,
fair, my
I
process
heard
was
he
pretty
kicked him in
fucked.
the head with a bullet, and it made me laugh.
Yeah. I don't know, Sean, do you agree with that part, where just American culture is fucked all 9 ways to fucking everything? Like, what we value...
I agree and disagree. I think the foundation of what we should be and what most people are trying to base their stuff off of is relatively good. But there are a lot of shit that goes on where you're like, that's fuck cunt. Where you're like...
I feel like each day we're slowly becoming more British.
I mean, the British
Should've,
just
like-
Brexit.
Oh god, I fucking hate this.
It's just the shit of like I feel like a lot of people try to take the value of like what we were taught when we were really young about America and try to make that a real thing.
You see that
I
meme I sent you
But
about the
then
two guys with
there
bulletproof
are some
vests?
people that get a gun and they're like, I'm power crazy, and then they fucking like, well,
yeah, they shoot someone
go
my
shoot
size,
someone.
and they're like, look at me.
I am
Yeah.
big man.
I see
I
flavors.
am big man. But yeah, I mean, that's you know, I feel like we were basically all just shouting at each other, but in agreement. But we were tired. And we're all like,
And didn't
shouting at
understand
each
what we
other
were
in
saying.
agreeance.
I think we can all agree on this one thing.
Which is
We don't
weird
have the
'cause
same opinions. We don't have the same opinions
We're in the
or
same
viewpoints,
field. We're
but
in the
they
same ballpark.
but they go towards a same direction.
I would like to
They're
point
just
out that
handled
you
differently.
guys say that you lean right on immigration. Your stances are actually left.
Do what?
Your stance on immigration is actually left.
Damn.
Yeah, you guys say that you lean right. No, leaning right is no immigrants. Leaning right is what we currently have. Leaning left is what we've been talking about. That's why I was going on my like rant there in the middle, because I was like, these guys say they lean right, so I need to start shouting shit. And at the end, we were all like, "Oh, we all agree." You guys lean
Damn.
left.
More along the line. I'm gonna drive this one. But
Okay,
it's
I'm
more
getting
along the
back.
lines of like the way I see and do things, in my opinion. Like, I'll admit, if someone's like, "Hey, I'm an illegal immigrant, but I'm a dick," I'm just like, fuck you and everything you stand."
I mean, to be fair, Hunter, everyone is an asshole in some aspect of their lives. You just hurt me somehow, I think.
I ramped a wall.
Yeah. But
Where's
I mean,
the border?
like,
It's not complete yet.
the fact
very
that you
good at pole
guys,
vaults.
the fact that you guys simply stated, "I want to lax restrictions on immigration," is a left-leaning stance.
Yeah.
We still think they should be screened as shit Friday.
I mean, here's the issue with screening. Is the different stances that countries take on what issues are deemed what, and on just the way the court systems in those foreign countries run and log different crimes. I'm trying to get on that. So, like, a man gets caught jaywalking in Mexico City. A cop sees it and he goes, "Hey, give me 50 pesos right now, or I'm writing you up for something else." And the guy goes, "I don't have 50 pesos. I'm a beggar." The cop writes him
Suck
up
your
for
dick.
something even worse. The guy goes to court. It turns into he said, she said, but it's a cop versus a beggar. So the court system sides in
I
favor
did mention
of
that one of the
cop.
cops in our town is a rapist, or an attempted rapist, right?
Yeah, I think you mentioned that at
Yeah,
one
you've
point.
talked about it. We're at the point where we're like, yes, Hunter, we know cops are racist, or cops are rapists.
It's a rapist. We get it. We
Not
get
a
it.
word
You
I
cop
ever,
raped
not a
somebody.
sentence I ever
Listen.
think, not a sentence I
And
ever
now,
thought would come out
thank
of
you,
my
Jimmy,
fucking
with the
face.
Catholic Church.
I mean, I still need Hunter. I need more information on how the fact that half the cops in Hayes are gay. I need to know that.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell
He
you.
just assumes they're gay.
No.
Because yeah, my gay manager
had
was
two
like, "What do you
gay
mean they have
coworkers.
gay orgies?"
Ich bin erledigt. Helft mir!
My two gay coworkers told me that like a good half of the cops in Hayes are gay, and they do these set up gay orgies, and they found out about it because I guess one of them fucked one of them on Grindr, and he told them about it.
Nice. I'll tell my gay manager tomorrow. Yeah, this is a bunch of cop gay orgies.
Take a
around
venture
town.
out to the gay orgy.
Just tell them it was word of the gay mouth with a dick to the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a gay Mexican told me.
A gay
Oh, you
Mexican
fucking dick.
told me. A gay Mexican told me.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, like I don't know, I'm taking a modern Mexico history class, so I'm learning about, Mexican culture,
Spanish
and
Revolution.
what they see. No, modern
Nobody
Mexico.
expected it.
Right now we're hitting like we just hit the 1980s, where we talked about how the reason America's boom in the 1980s was partly due to Mexico's failure in its economy.
cunt.
Because I'm assuming you guys know what OPEC is.
Yep.
Hunter?
Remind me, I'm tired.
It's that whole all the nations that. What the fuck? I got out of that. It's all oil producing nations of the world banding together. That thing. Watch out, there's a Stoon Hound, on that hill. I would suggest getting the fuck out of there.
Sounded my dick.
Yeah, it's all oil producing nations of the world together. Anyway, 1980s formed. It formed. And Mexico produces a lot of oil. Who knew?
The Mexican.
And it was invited into that league. It was invited into that league, and it turned it down. So OPEC went, oh, you're gonna fucking say no to us, huh? So OPEC lowered its oil prices immensely, making it so that no one would buy Mexican oil. Meaning that the United States got oil for pennies on the dollar, meaning that it could pump so much oil into its economy, it made itself have an economic boost.
They were putting it in baby bottles. It was so much
So,
of a boom.
Yeah, that shit
Forget
was because of
anti-vax.
Mexico.
Pro oil. Forget anti-vax, pro oil.
So that shit was because of Mexico saying no to OPEC. So that period of time that people point at the American economy in the 80s and go, look how booming it was! Reagan was president and everything was swell. It's like, well, it's because Mexico is stupid. But yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
I love gold.
I love gold. Anyway, yeah. But yeah. I feel like you guys actually lean more left than you might realize, just because in your heads you're like anything that's less than this is right, but the mere fact
It's just
that you're
I really don't like saying I'm one side or the other.
which is fair, but I mean
I'm neutral.
I'm at the point in my life where I feel like if I told you guys what my actual political ideology
Socialist.
is, yeah,
I'm not a fucking idiot, Josiah.
I realized you picked up on it. Oh no,
Yeah,
I said it multiple
I
times.
fucking
haven't
study history. No, but you also are a fucking idiot and bring it up all the time. But every time you bring it up, it's a fucking aspect you agree with. And it's like, oh, I would have never guessed. This thing I talk about 24/7? Nah. It's not what I believe in. Even though I'll tell you I agree with every aspect of it.
I am a socialist. I don't like people
Dude,
that
a
associate.
blind, deaf, mute, African starving child could have figured it out.
I don't like that you threw in race there. What the fuck's wrong with you, asshole? John,
Well, I had
Hunter's
to
racist.
make starving work. I had to make starving work, so I went African.
John Hunter's racist.
I'm not commenting.
So yeah,
Hey Sean,
I don't know.
get ready to check
will
your
tell
phone.
you.
I've got this fire bomb ass
Sean's-
meme.
John's abortion stance, that's right. You're not right as in correct, right as in right wing. Right, aligned right.
Yeah.
Hunter, I think you're
Hey
in the
Sean,
same
check your
boat.
fucking phone.
You're sending memes and not sending them to me, how dare you?
I was
Okay,
sitting on
have
the
you-
starving Africa meme. I'll send it to you in a second.
No, I don't even know where oh, there's my phone.
Let me just shoot this black guy.
Ooh.
Oh, that's racist.
Ooh. Oof.
Oh, he was black.
Oof, Hunter. Oof, Hunter, that fucking... God.
I don't know. What stuff do you guys think you lean, like, right on?
Let me think. Give me a minute.
I'm a little in the
Aside from
middle,
abortion.
slightly left on abortion.
Thanks, Hunter.
I was sending you that bomb ass meme. There's a tank. You're fucked.
I was already dead anyway. I still don't know if Hunter actually knows what Total War is.
I hate you.
Name one of their albums.
Chicken fingers.
Aw, shit, Sean knows.
Chicken finger. Hunter, stop.
I mean, Hunter, can you actually name one of the games? Now I'm curious.
Total War? I don't fucking know. I just know the title of the shit. I don't know the, like, names of the games. I know what it is. You're talking about the video games Total War, right? Or are you
No,
actually
I'm
talking
talking
about that fucking band you and Sean listen to?
That's
That like screams
Sabaton.
that fucking metal shit. And then you're talking about a fucking video
Oh,
game.
Sean, did you
cunt.
hear Fields of Verdun?
No, but I want to. Have you seen them? Did you see their post about them coming to fucking North America?
Yeah, they're fucking going to Denver. And I was like,
Road trip.
Their announcement that they had was they said, North America, prepare for Swedish invasion. We'll be landing
Yeah.
on your shores.
Yeah, did they say a Swedish invasion or a Swedish blitzkrieg? I didn't remember.
Was it? Where did they announce it on? What platform?
I don't remember, but here it is.
Keep in mind, if it's
Yeah,
longer
no.
than like 30 seconds, I'll get fucking marked. Yeah, oh yeah.
So cool.
Okay, I'm just gonna go to the chorus.
Remember 30 seconds.
I know, so I'm going to the chorus.
Oh my god. Whatever faggot orders these fucking, and I know I used that not the right way, but whoever ordered unsalted pistachios, I fucking love it.
Oh, it's so
Fucking
Oh yeah, it
hits
was my
hard.
grandpa.
I love Sabaton.
It hits hard so well.
My grandpa's like, oh, I know you love pistachios, so take like a bag home with you. And I'm like, oh, sweet, I love you, grandpa. And then I get home and it's like not salted or extremely light salted, and I went, ah, shit.
Dude, so here's another band.
My dick is already completely.
And that's just like the opening of their song, but Hunter was like 30 seconds, so I cut it off there. It's Kane's Offering. I don't know if they're still like actually putting out music, but what they've got is pretty fucking good.
Damn.
Fucking, what is it, Jason Paradise played one of their songs. And
Jesus.
I was on YouTube, and that's how I discovered it. And yeah, at one point, like you can see the chat. No, my game just froze. You can see the chat, and everyone's just fucking like, just shouting about how epic this song is. Just
And
opening
just, I love
sideways.
game.
Yeah, my game froze.
North America, prepare for a Swedish invasion. We will reach your shores
Nice.
in early October with our new album, The Great War. A bigger production than before, and the Templars of Steel and Hammerfall as special guests. Get ready for a damn good dose of Swedish heavy metal.
Yeah. And then I don't remember, but if they're going to... going to Denver October, like, 23rd. I think. Also, have you heard any of the Hammerfell songs?
Yes.
Fucking good.
They're good.
So... Denver is October 23rd. It's a Wednesday. And I'm loading up the thing.
Blowing up on a Wednesday.
I'm trying to see... Notice this site says that they're almost gone, but I'm trying to get to, like... Yeah, there we go. Sabaton.net. That's what I was trying to find. Anyway, Sean, have you thought of any other... Sean or Hunter, have you guys thought of any other positions that you're like, I am hardcore right on this, but...
Oh, fuck. I forgot. I forgot to think about
Yeah, we started talking about Sabaton.
Can't think of it off the top of my head, but like I know that like when we talk about certain things, sometimes I'll take an opposite approach to you.
Dude, Sean, you wanna know how much tickets are?
How much?
$30.
Holy fuck!
For fucking Denver, it's $30.
Oh my god.
There are premium tickets as well. But I see.
And
here
how
it's
much
on,
are
like,
those?
I don't know. It doesn't actually say. It just says buy offer. So I wonder if that means I have to put in like a bid. Like I want $1,000, but towards this ticket or something. I'm not a robot. I clicked on the premium. I want to see how much they cost. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. Oh, this is the premium. Okay, premium is like 50.
Jesus, I would buy the premium.
How much are suck your dick tickets? And by that I mean VIP.
I don't know. I'm clicking on like the general, like it said like 27 to 33, and I want to see what it shows me on that one before I look at the premium again and be like, oh, this is how it is. Yeah, so the general admittance is $27.50. I think if I hit best available ticket, you hit find ticket. Okay. And yeah, it says that seat map. I hit seat map and it just says the Ogden Theater. I'm so confused.
Jeez.
If I hit best available ticket, it says section general admission. Delivery's free, and then it says it cost me $37.54.
Damn.
So still, that's not too terrible. But if I go to the premium, hit buy offer, It's still $40 to go see a Sabaton and Hammerfell fucking concert, dude. In Denver, like that's not even that far of a drive. Premium would cost $60. I don't know what you get with premium. Like, I'm so confused. I'm gonna look this up on my fucking computer. It'll probably have shit.
Well,
that my
it must
phone's just
be.
not